This is Capital Games. I am the Wiz. Today, I'm going to report on something that was reported on last week, but I didn't cover it because I normally don't cover rumors, because really, rumors don't really have much to do with the business side, really, especially if they're not true. Unless something happens with the stock or something when it comes to a rumor, I really don't cover them at all on this program. But I'm figuring I'm going to do it this once, because I'm still considering it a rumor. They're confirming this. This is from Insider Gaming. They put this out on Wednesday. What they are confirming is that there is a PlayStation handheld in development. Now, some of you probably already heard this news, and you're saying, Wiz, come on, you're a week late. What are you doing? Well, like I said, I don't like to go under rumors, but apparently a lot of people are covering this, and I think it would just be a smart idea for me to cover it as well at this point, even though I just don't like covering rumors. But here we go. Insider Gaming are reporting that there is a new PlayStation handheld in development. This is from the article from Insider Gaming. Codenamed the Q Lite, the next PlayStation handheld is the next piece of Sony hardware that aims to be yet another piece of the hardware that requires the PlayStation 5. Insider Gaming understands that the Q Lite is not a cloud streaming device, but instead uses remote play with the PlayStation 5, a feature that the console giant has been pushing for the last couple of weeks, and has been on their console since the PS3. They've had remote play on a lot of their systems, essentially. If you remember, the PSP and the PS Vita both had remote play on there. I doubt a lot of people have used them, because when I used them back then with the PSP and the PS Vita, it was always very glitchy. There was always problems actually playing the games. It would lag. It just wasn't a fun experience. I'm looking at this as, so right now I'm still considering this as rumor. Insider Gaming is they're reporting on it, and apparently Jeff Grubb has hinted that there is something big gonna happen in the new PlayStation Showcase that's gonna happen before Summer Games Fest, not E3 anymore. Yeah, this might be what is being announced, and the rumor is that they're gunning for probably a release by the end of the year, is what it sounds like here. What do I think so far? Well, that's really all the information that we have. I mean, if we want to go through the features real quick, it's gonna have an 8-inch LCD screen. The device supports adaptive triggers for haptic feedback and will include volume button, speakers, and audio input jack, etc. Whatever. Yeah, it has that stuff too. Think of a cell phone that only works on Wi-Fi with a controller, and that's kind of what it is here. And the thing also is that it requires a PS5, so it doesn't have its own system UI. It doesn't have any hard drive space. It doesn't have anything in regards of something that can run on its own. It needs the PS5 in order to work. So in that instance, I guess really the best way to put it is it's like a second screen for your PlayStation 5, but not really. It's not like a DS where one screen has this and the other screen has this. It literally is you're sharing your screen, and there's controller buttons, and that's it. That's what this thing is, apparently, for Sony, that they may be announcing soon and releasing at the end of the year. So what do I think about this? Why? It's like, why would Sony do this? It seems like a bad move, because they have a bunch of other things out right now that people can use for remote play. I don't know if the Vita is still workable on the PS5. I'm not sure about that, but you can use cell phones. You can use tablets. Sony released with another company something called the Backbone, which you would take your phone and attach these triggers and these sticks to make a controller, like a makeshift controller. And then you also have PC. They have it too, to a certain extent. So they're trying to capture a niche market that doesn't have cell phones, but would like to play their games when they can't play the games on the TV. I guess they're looking for like the dad market that wants to play a game but can't because little Timmy is watching Paw Patrol for like the 90th time. So he lets him watch Paw Patrol on the TV, and then he plays on his PlayStation handheld with a PlayStation 5 still hooked up. I guess that's what they're looking for. To me, this seems like kind of a waste, because I know a lot of people, even though I'm not a fan of the Vita, a lot of people have been begging for Sony to do a new handheld. But business-wise, it just makes no sense, because at this point, if you're doing a handheld, you have to do a handheld now like the Switch, which is both something that works on the TV and also works on handheld. And with the way that is now, Sony does not want to release an inferior project for the TV. It's just not a good idea on their end at that point. To have this like halfway thing where, oh yeah, here's your Sony handheld that you can't use anywhere except home on your own Wi-Fi network, and you have to have a PS5 that you can only use. I don't see the point of that. And then on top of that as well, I mean, I've heard of some people using remote play, and unless they have really fast internet, the experience is okay at best. I haven't used remote play since the PS4, and anytime I've used it, it just didn't seem that good in there. And I don't know if they've improved the technology on it to make it a lot better, but I just don't see this being a thing that people want. Now, if they price this cheaply, let's say, I don't know, $100, maybe you would have that, but I doubt it's going to be $100. With them having haptic feedback and an LCD screen, I mean, the controller for the PS5, the DualSense, is what, $70? I doubt an LCD screen is going to be just $30 at that point. I would bet on this one, if this is true, and they are going to announce it, I would foresee a price point of $200 minimum. Maybe $300. Sony is in this phase right now where they think that their products are premium products, much like they did in the PS3 era, where they overshot what they thought the market would spend on their PS3. I'm looking at this and seeing if this is true, and they're doing this, I don't think it's going to succeed. I think you're going to have another piece of hardware that the PlayStation family is going to have that is just not popular and is not selling. And they don't need this right now. They don't need to have this problem, because if the PS VR2 is still having issues selling with its exorbitant price, it's going to continue to happen with this item as well. With this specifically, man, this seems like a really bad idea. And Insider Gaming did an article where they are essentially saying that they're reporting on that there is this in development. They are not saying this is rumor. They're saying after days of speculation, they can report. And when you report on something, that essentially means that you can essentially confirm it. And you can actually say that, okay, we have enough information to say that this is happening. That's what they mean. Now, they can turn around, let's say, in another week, or let's say when the PlayStation showcase happens and it's not announced, and say, well, we just reported on what we knew. We didn't... Like, they could pull that kind of BS. But when you report on something, generally what you mean is this happened. And if this is true, I'm still not sure, but they're saying it is. But if they're saying this is true, this is a bad move on Sony. No one wants this type of product. The people who are handheld gamers really want something like a Switch or a Steam Deck, where if you want the option, you can go ahead and put it on a dock or connect it to something and play your games on a TV. You can do that. In this one, you can't. And you can't even leave the house with this thing. You would have to stay home and use this device to play it handheld. Why would you do that if you can't leave the house? Like, that's entirely silly. So, but I just don't think even handheld gamers are wanting this, unless they really just want to play Spider-Man 2 on a handheld. Which at that point, okay. But you're not getting it you're not getting a hardware-based game. You're not getting it in the system itself. You're getting it streamed to that system. So there's going to be lag. There's going to be artifacting. There's going to be a lot of problems with that. So I don't even think handheld gamers are going to be interested in something like this. What do you guys think about the rumored or confirmed by Insider Gaming, the PlayStation handheld that is possibly in development? Leave a comment on what you think. If you like what you heard, like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. We said we were going to do reviews of Dune on Tuesday, me and Zero. Well, the problem is we had a little technical snafu. We're going to record that tonight. I'll have that up probably by later tonight on this one. So look forward to that. And then, of course, on Friday, we're going to change the dates. Friday, I'm going to have a review of Clerks 3. And then on Friday, we'll have the weekly dividend covering the gaming news. So look forward to that. But until then, this is Capital Games. I am the Wiz. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for checking out Capital Games, where we cover the business side of the video game industry. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed the video. You can also subscribe to the podcast if you prefer to have it on your podcast feed. And check us out on our socials and email us if you have a question, comment, or suggestion. Thank you for watching and listening. We'll hear from you next time.